4 people have been killed after 2 planes collided at Mangalore in the state's northeast. Witnesses have told investigators the aircraft performing training flights crashed in mid-air. Eliza Rugg has the latest.
2 training missions with a total of 4 people on board. It was clear there would be no survivors. The planes crashed into separate paddocks at Mangalore near Seymour, landing more than 2 kilometres apart.
One plane almost certainly crashed immediately. Both were extensively damaged prior to colliding with the ground.
The Piper Seminole training aircraft from Moorabbin Aviation Services took off from the airfield at Mangalore. It was climbing and turning left over the airport. At 11:24 a.m, when it was around 3,500 feet, it collided with the Beechcraft Travel Air from Peninsula Aero Club.
The timing really couldn't be worse for Boeing. The company says that it has discovered debris in the fuel tanks of several 737 MAX jets that had been built in the past year but not yet delivered to airlines. Now, this was the model that was grounded almost a year ago worldwide over safety concerns. The debris was discovered during maintenance on parked planes, although Boeing hasn't said exactly how many jets were affected. Metal shavings or other objects left in fuel tanks during assembly can increase the risk of short circuits or fires. The head of the 737 program at Boeing telling staff in an internal memo this discovery was absolutely unacceptable. A company spokesman said they've increased inspections of fuel tanks as a result and that the issue wouldn't affect efforts to have regulators certify the plane to return to the skies this summer.
China is moving to fire up business and production after weeks of disruption caused by the COVID-19 outbreak. At the same time, the country is marking 2,009 deaths and 74,000 confirmed cases of the virus. But the number of new cases reported is on the decline. Big manufacturing hubs on the Chinese coast are starting to ease curbs on the movement of people and traffic, while local governments are urging factories to restart production. But companies are facing difficulties in getting back to normal as not all staff have returned. An added complication, many firms still can't take delivery of raw materials or send products to clients as logistics support isn't at full capacity.
As the world runs out of face masks, hand sanitizer sells like hotcakes, and antibacterial wipes fly off the shelves, online retailers eBay and Amazon are finding other ways to cash in on the deadly coronavirus. Not by upping the price of those essentials, oh no, but by flogging an entirely new line of coronavirus-inspired products. Topping the list are these t-shirts. Both retailers have an extensive selection, such as I Survived Corona 2020, and Straight Out of Wuhan, Back Off, and also Coronavirus, Made in China. At the more subtle end though, both sites also have mugs for sale, complete with the scientific molecular makeup of the virus, presumably so you'll know what to look out for. And no range is complete without a few miscellaneous items, like a framed poster warning of the infection zone, while making the link with the beer of a similar name.
Defendant and disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein has sat virtually in silence for 4 weeks as jury selection, followed by 28 prosecution witnesses and 7 witnesses for the defense, testified before a diverse jury of 7 men and 5 women. The looming issue in this trial: did Weinstein commit rape and sexual assault, or were the encounters consensual? But at the heart of the prosecution's case are 6 female accusers of the former Hollywood giant, who took the stand one by one to point the finger at Weinstein. Prosecutors are using testimony from 3 accusers to try to show Weinstein's pattern of conduct. They hope testimony by actress Annabella Sciorra will help them gain a conviction of predatory sexual assault.
Well, tonight, Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy. Why are they filing, and what does this mean for local chapters all across the country? Our Paula Fair is here to break it all down. So I guess, first of all, why are they filing bankruptcy?
Well, these sex abuse lawsuits were just piling up, but make no bones about it. The Boy Scouts of America aren't skirting their responsibility. They released a statement, Kira, and they say that they have a moral responsibility to compensate these victims. According to court documents as recently as January of this year, over 12,000 victims have come forward claiming some form of molestation or abuse at the hands of a leader within the organization or their scout leader, and over 8,000 abusers have been implicated. But the Boy Scouts have said all along, if you were abused, we want you to come forward.
Dramatic avalanche rescue in Switzerland. 2 women buried. They frantically try to dig them out. Here's Kena Whitworth.
Tonight, the terrifying video of a desperate avalanche rescue.
Help me. Okay, you can breathe. Easy.
This woman buried in the snow in Switzerland. Witnesses frantically digging to free her head. Professional snowboarder Victor Liebengut jumping into action, locating her beacon.
My friend.
The woman asking about her friend who's buried nearby.
Find my friend.
Her orange avalanche airbag deployed during the January incident. Using shovels, they dig her out. Others rescuing her friend.
Surrounded by supporters, Ashraf Ghani is celebrating his re-election. According to the Electoral Commission, the Afghan president of 5 years won with just over 50% of the vote, against 39.5% for his rival Abdullah.
This is not only an election victory, this is the victory of the will of the people of Afghanistan.
Abdullah, however, has refused to recognize the results, himself claiming victory Tuesday and announcing he would form his own government. The release of the final vote tally followed nearly 5 months of delays, after Abdullah and other candidates submitted more than 16,000 claims of irregularities against the incumbent president.
Now to a warning by the Cuban government. The country is experiencing a shortage of cooking gas, the result of U.S. sanctions.
Following a warning from the Cuban government about a shortage of liquid petroleum gas used for cooking here, many citizens rushed to the gas cylinder dispatch centers. The official announcement said U.S. sanctions are hampering Cuban fuel imports and have led to the current gas shortage. To cushion the import gap, authorities imposed restrictions on gas deliveries by changing delivery times to customers. According to Cuban authorities, the gas shortage has affected 1.7 million households who now have to wait for longer periods of time to get their cooking gas. Many homes in Cuba are not connected by fuel lines, so residents depend on bottled gas.